quick to talk to my girlies who, grew up in a certain environment and now you have grown to be a different person. You've done your shadow work, you've done your healing, you have pretty much, released yourself from your mother's pain. I mean, I've talked about these things in depthly, so if you just kind of just tuning in for the first time, you're not going to fully understand the context. So I'm going to encourage you to go back and look at some of my older videos if they're still up. Otherwise, join the Patreon, patreon.com/Miss Twilight Speaks. I get a lot into shadow work, inner healing, balancing chakras, all that different type stuff. I've been doing this for over a decade now. With that being said, one of the things that I want y'all to know is, as a girl from the hood, from the south side of Chicago, you're going to have a more difficult walk than somebody who, say, grew up in the suburbs. And my people from Chicago, or people from the hood particularly, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Y'all know that, if you were a girl from the suburbs, if you grew up in Matson, if you grew up in Palatine, if you grew up in Schaumburg, if you grew up in Winnetka or some shit like that, people are going to expect for you to evolve and have things like a family, a husband, a beautiful life, align yourself to gratifying things, win, have prosperity. They're going to expect that of you because you are middle class. But if you are someone who grew up in the gutter, and I did, and maybe it don't show, but I'm going to tell you, you can ask me any nuance about living black in the 90s, and I'm right there with you, baby. Okay? I'll tell you one, I'll give you one that I know only black folk from the hood know for real. Y'all remember the awakenings? The awakenings, it stays within my mind. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the awakenings on Channel 38? Saturday, 10:45 to 11, Marquita, the skating rink, the rink. Y'all remember that shit? Route 66. Okay. Give me my flowers. Give me my flowers, because I know my shit. But here's the thing. You also accumulate so much toxic, dysfunctional perspectives when you are a girl from the hood. You also develop this affinity for struggle. There is a mindset of struggle, and it is reverberated. Oh yes, baby. I use the big words. Tap in. It is reverberated by the environment and the people around you who seem to have an affinity for struggle and to think that your life is only supposed to represent struggle. And they come to you talking about struggle love. And struggling at jobs and struggling at this. Everything gotta have a touch of pain and fucking anguish to it. Okay? Nothing can come easy for you. You have to struggle as a mother. You have to struggle with your mental health. You have to struggle with your finances. You have to struggle to be loved by some fucking ashy ass nigga. Everything's a goddamn struggle. And the environment and the people around you are tapped into that thought process. But when you break free from that shit, expect there to be resistance and backlash, and people who do not want to see you grow beyond the narratives, the grooming, the mentality that you have unconsciously accepted as truth, as a part of your matriculation through life. They want you to accept that as a reality because that is the fucking reality that they have accepted. And am I saying that everything is peaches and glorious and everything is always going to be so vibrant and good? No. I'm saying that you learn how to be an alchemist. Clock that shit. You learn how to be an alchemist. And it does not come from running away from challenges. It does not come from lying and controlling narratives and manipulating shit so that it sounds good. It comes from the mental acuity and agility and learning how to align and learning how to turn lead into gold. And we don't do that by avoiding the truth. We don't do that by avoiding the shadows. We don't do that by avoiding the pain. We do that by learning how to walk through fire and fucking gasoline draws. That is a certain level of mentalism that many of us don't get to because we're so emotionally stunted and impaired in that particular area because we do not see the value in doing shadow work and healing our wounded inner child. So when you as a ghetto girl surpass that, motherfuckers ain't ready to see it. Now, of course, that's not your problem and you're not here to cater to them, but you will get resistance. You will get people who want to keep you in anguish. They will literally come in your life and try to create chaos and confusion because they want to be able to continue to talk that shit behind your back that they've been talking and be right. But they're wrong and they know it. So they will stir up chaos just to be right, baby. That's jealousy. And you're going to see it. You're going to witness it. You're going to experience it because you were connected and tethered to energies and frequencies that have accepted a reality that is immersed in struggle and pain. And that is what they give us as hood girl, as ghetto girls. Motherfuckers flap their gums all day about how they want to see you do better. But when you doing better, they steady trying to find some shit to bring you and drag you back down into the sunken place. And they seem obsessed with it too. Won't leave you the fuck alone. They're not going to ask you how you have achieved or how you have evolved because they're too busy competing with you. What they're going to do is they're going to kind of try to come into your life and stir up chaos. Or they're going to act like your evolution is somehow an indictment on their character and some judgment, but it's all the shit that's in their head. It is a codependent, crabs in a barrel ass mentality. And I never thought that it would be so palpable. I never thought that it would be so palpable. I never thought that I would be having this conversation. But like I said, if you are a girl that come from this fundamental poverty and scarcity minded beginnings, and you are linked in that same circle of people who internalize that as a reality, you are going to get a feedback loop that keeps on trying to tell you that scarcity is where you should be mentally placing yourself. How you doing, sis? I'm doing well. I just came on real quick. I will elaborate on this further, but definitely catch the playback.